Morning all.
G'day, Raymond. How are you?
Well,
That's the second time you've been called Raymond, isn't it?
yeah, I'm getting growled at when I get called Raymond.
Hi, Jesse.
I shall reach across the Tasman and slap your hand, okay? With a big ruler, you know.
It's a while since that happened to me too.
What time is it over there, Fred?
12 noon.
What was
Lunchtime.
that, Jesse?
Yeah. Hi.
What did you say to me?
I was asking Fred, what time is it over there? Here it's 9 p.m.
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Yeah,
Okay.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. Where are you?
I'm in Virginia, USA.
In Virginia.
United States.
Ah, the
Hi, Rebecca.
good old US of A. The US of A.
Hey, how are you all?
We're good. We're good. Thank you for joining.
No worries.
Just waiting on a few more people to come in.
I'll shut the blind.
So you never know how many people's going to turn up or if anybody's going to turn up. But so it's always interesting.
You'll be sitting there at one point going, okay, I'm here. Where's everyone else?
Yep. Yeah, that has happened. That has happened. So
Oh,
it's
well.
nice when people turn up on time though.
Yeah, it does help.
Your video just frozen, Ray. It actually looks like it's frozen. It looks like I got a frozen nose.
Yeah, it does.
I think
doesn't
there's
it?
some halo or something.
It's like, I'm looking for inspiration.
Yeah. Or he's just looking at the cute chicks behind him on it too.
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's why he's got them there. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
I'll
I'm promoting the business, really. Oh, he's gone now.
Yeah. He's actually he's in New Zealand and he's traveling around in a caravan all around
yeah.
New Zealand. He's been doing it for about 3 years. So I think he might have some internet issues depending on where he's located.
Ah, right. That makes sense.
That's one of his issues at the moment. So usually I'm expecting a couple of other people in that are regulars. They're just straggling a little bit. But Zoom sometimes causes that. So it can be they've tried to come in, but just can't get in.
Yeah, I was doing something on Monday and I'm like, come on. Like Zoom decided it wanted to update and I'm like, no, I don't have time for this. So yeah.
Or your PC just decides to go slow. There we go. A couple more coming in.
And then you're like mid talk and you're trying to, and it's just like
Ray's gone missing. Hey, Peter.
Hi, Fred. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. Just waiting on a few more people to come in and we'll kick it off.
Here I am. Okay.
Fred, I won't be here long because it's sleepy time here almost.
That's okay. That's okay. We don't go over that long. We only go for an hour, maybe 2 hours. Sometimes 3. Only joking.
come on, let's go for a record. Let's see how long we can go for.
Yeah, I'm keen to do that. Yeah, as long as we can keep the conversation going. Hi, Meredith. Good to see you.
Hey guys, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Very good.
I'll just let it go for another minute and then we'll kick in. I'll just see if there's anybody else coming in. The late stragglers. We've got a few that it suggested they would join us, but who knows? But
Wow, Fred, it's so much easier to join now, especially for a technophobe like me.
So what made it easier, Pete? Was it the email, the text, or the messenger?
It was just the fact I've now got a Zoom link I can use every time. That's all. I'm going to worry about remembering, what do you call it? Codes to log in and all those sort of things. So.
Yeah, no, I got rid of the registration. I thought that was a bit cumbersome having the registration page. We got rid of that a week or more ago. So the links will be valid till the first week of July, because that's the max I could do it for, and then we'll reissue new links.
Thank you.
So, okay, so let me get set up. Yeah. Oops, hang on, we got Paul coming in. Still no good at this multitasking. Just doesn't work for me.
You
Hi,
want some
Paul.
lessons from me?
Mate, I've got lots of lessons from you, but they're all valuable. So I don't, you know.
I'm the worst multitasker in the world.
I think the deal is you can't multitask, can you? You're not actually.
There's no
we
such
can't.
thing.
No.
Absolutely no such thing. You just, all it does is it takes your mind off what you're doing and
That's
then
right,
takes you time to get back into it.
I think you just switched,
You're
don't
dead
you?
right, Meredith. You're dead right.
All right, guys, I appreciate everybody's time, and time is valuable. So I'll try and run through this presentation pretty quickly. It's just to give people that haven't joined before an indication of what it's about and what I'm about, and more importantly, what this is about for you. So the 2021 community project, what's in it for you? Well, let me just try and go through a couple of things. If you join the group, and there's a paid component within this group, so the Facebook page is free, but there is a paid component, and I'll talk about that shortly. But what you get as a paid member is you obviously get access to the closed Facebook group. You get weekly networking meetings. Started off as one, but as of now, it's 3 meetings a week, and there's no additional charge. You don't pay per meeting, you pay per month. So there's a closed membership website. Within that website, there's a repository of information that's growing. So there's video tutorials, there's cheat sheets, there's templates, that kind of thing that other businesses, and Peter's been a great contributor there. We've grabbed some of his stuff that he's put up to help small businesses learn how to grow their business. So there's that, and that's the resource library. I've named that the vault because it's locked away and nobody can get at it unless you're a member. So, and we've also got an international members directory, which I created just at the start of COVID. And that's a business directory online that anybody can put their business details up on. It's international, so it's available on the internet. There's a upgrade feature for that for advertisers, but as a member, you get that feature at no cost. So you can upgrade and have an extended listing on that directory at no cost. We're looking for implementing a monthly mastermind. So, and I've got to work out when we actually implement that. And you also get exposure for your business on our YouTube channel. And I'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. And the big deal is you actually get a 30-minute strategy call with me. And that's priceless. So, so that's a couple of the things that's inside. And this is growing, weekly as people suggest something, then we're going to add it in, because this network has got to work for you, not just for me. So if you start getting referrals and business at it, you're going to come back and the network will grow and everybody will benefit. So the history, well, it all started a bit over a year ago now. I was in a meeting with another networking group, and it was with a lady called Missy Henkel. And Missy at the time was promoting her services as a business coach or trainer. And she said that what she wanted to do, she didn't want money to get in the way for anyone. So because the year was 2021, she was offering her coaching sessions for $20.21. And I thought, I like that idea. So just that evening, I created the 2021 community Facebook group. And that's where we are now. That actually evolved into this group, which is the 2021 community networking project. So that's really the history and how it all started. So it all started on the basis of $20.21. Why would you join another networking group? Well, there are lots of networking groups out there, and I encourage people to join as many as they can, based on the time, because you meet more people, you learn from others, you share your knowledge, and you raise your profile, and you build your own referral network. So that's the reason you would join any other network group, and why you would hopefully join this group if you're not already a member. How much is membership? Well, the current membership is based on a monthly subscription. Now, this will change on the 1st of next month to a fortnightly subscription, and then on the 1st of May to a weekly subscription. But if you join this month, you are grandfathered in at the monthly level. And what's the cost for that? Well, guess what? The year is 2022. So I'll let you think about it for a second. What do you think the cost is? It's actually $20.22 per month. So that's the cost. And now it's time for introductions. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to open the floor to everybody. We'll go around the room. You got 60 seconds or thereabouts to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, who you serve, and most importantly, who is your ideal referral partner, because that's what referral networks are all about. It's not about selling to people in the room. It's about us finding somebody that is your ideal referral partner. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go, let's start with ladies first. And Meredith, I know that you're well experienced at doing this. So it'll give other people an idea of what we actually say in our elevator pitch. So would you like to take the floor and introduce yourself?
I would love to. Thank you very much. Lovely to be here. This is my first time in this group. So thank you, Fred, for the invitation. So I'm Meredith Cowley from Custom B&B Hosting. I am an Airbnb property manager along the east coast of Australia. I charge 20% commission to holiday home owners, and I take charge of their property. I do the turnaround, I vet the guests, I list the property on Airbnb and other platforms and take care of the whole guest process for owners. The owners buy the property, they furnish it, then go on holidays or go to work and do what they need to do. And I run the show so they can enjoy the extra cash without any hassles. So I'm Meredith Cowley from Custom B&B Hosting, making renting your holiday home lucrative. So I would love any holiday referrals to any holiday home owners and property investors, or anyone who works with those kind of people. So, developers and real estate agents.
Terrific. Thanks, Meredith. The other thing I would encourage everybody to do is put your contact details in the chat so that people can make contact with you. And I'd encourage everybody to do a one-on-one, because you never know who people know. So when you chat to people on a one-on-one, you can probably find out. So Rebecca, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I was literally just putting my contact details in the chat, so sorry about that. So yeah, Rebecca Mitchell, first time here. So excuse me, forgive me if I do anything that no one likes. Mortgage broker. My company is Awesome Lending Solutions. I deal with first-time buyers, first-time investors. They're my niche and specialty, but I also deal with all sorts of other finance, so commercial finance, investment loans, investment portfolios, leases, personal loans, the works. My ideal referral is real estate agents, property developers, accountants, financial planners, and anyone who wants to entrust me in helping on their property journey.
Terrific. Thanks, Jessie.
Hello, Fred, and everybody else. Thanks for having me today. My name is Jessie George. I'm a nutrition and wellness coach. I help professionals like you who struggle with lack of energy or have type 2 diabetes or weight issues to create a healthy lifestyle through my 90-day program called Healthy Lifestyle Blueprint. My ideal clients are professionals who struggle not knowing what to eat, how to eat, the nutrition for your body so that they can have energy to run their business. And anybody who is type 2 diabetic, I was one of them. So for many years, and I reversed my diabetes. So now I help others to eat better. And I also help them create meal plans. Yeah, and I put my link in there, and also has a freebie in it, 7-day free meal plan. When you click the link, it'll all pop up. And yeah, any questions? I'm happy to answer.
Thanks, Jessie. Raymondo.
Hey, good afternoon from across the ditch, everyone. Okay, Ray Treadaway from raytreadaway.com, promoter of New Skin Enterprises. And as a promoter of New Skin Enterprises, I sell a LumiSpa deep cleansing device, pictured behind me and pictured right here in front. Every man and woman should have one of those. And if you're a bit of a cowboy, you can have one on each hip. It costs $437 retail here in New Zealand, including shipping. And the people who buy the LumiSpa are women and men who have skin love to cleanse have a facial in the shower, and to take pride in the appearance. And an ideal referral for me is a professional makeup artist. Ray Treadaway, your Loomis Bar advocate from New Skin Enterprises in New Zealand.
Thanks, Ray. Paul, would you like to unmute and share your story?
I would, Fred. Thank you for that. So my name is Paul Woodward. I am from a company called LifeVantage. And as a LifeVantage consultant, I am a health specialist. And as a personal health specialist, I sell a product called Pro Tandem, which is a breakthrough in health and well-being, and it costs $74.50. People who buy this are people who have any health issues or disease, and also people who want to look younger. My preferred referral is anybody who is a health coach.
Thanks, Paul. Peter.
Thanks, Fred. Ray, I love the idea of wearing one of those on each hip, mate. That sounds pretty good to me. Peter Beckenham, a village marketer. I just love working with one-person shows. They might have one or two VAs, but they're on their own and they're up and going. Okay, I don't deal with people who haven't started yet. They're up and going. They're really good at what they do, and they're passionate about what they do, but they don't know how to get customers. That's what my role is all about. I show them how to communicate with people in a way that attracts customers and gets people to come to them rather than doing the chasing game. My ideal referral would be exactly that. Those people who are one-person shows, who love what they do with a passion, but they need help getting more business. That's what I'm asked to. Thanks, Fred.
It's always a pleasure, Pete. So I guess it's my turn. I actually got two hats, so I'm going to take a little bit of extra time. No, I won't. But I'm actually a digital marketer, so I help businesses with their online marketing. So whether that's organizing their websites, setting up email autoresponders, organizing Facebook Messenger campaigns or Instagram Messenger campaigns, all that tech stuff. That's what I do in the background. So people want help, small businesses want help with their online marketing, then I'm the guy, because I'm the tech guy that gets rid of your tech stress. But actually what I want to talk about today is about my new passion project, which is the 2022 community project. And that's all about helping businesses get more business and growing. So, and you're here today because my marketing worked, right? And that's the main thing. So what I want to do is I want to have this group grow so that we get obviously more people in here, so we can get more network connections and help you get more business. And in order to do that, I'd encourage everybody to invite somebody to the next meeting, because if we can double that, if you just invite one person and everybody here did, then we'd have double the number of people in the meeting at the next one, which happens to be same time tomorrow, by the way. So there's 3 meetings a week, as I said. There's one on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Australian time. There's one on noon Wednesday, which is this one. And then there's another one tomorrow at noon Australia time as well. So in the US, it's 9 p.m. now, Eastern Standard Time in the US for the Tuesday and Wednesday, your time. So that's the introductions, and that's probably one of the standard formats that the group is going to take. But over time, and we'll probably start introducing that in the next couple of weeks, I want to introduce a speaker's spotlight, so that one guest in the room will actually have a bit more time to either talk about their business, what they do, who they serve, and who they're looking for, or they might actually want to give a business tip, like an educational tip, to help somebody else in the room. So once I can get somebody to commit to that, then we will introduce it. But I don't want to drop it on somebody in the room today, unless somebody wants to put their hand up, of course. But I don't want to put somebody into the hot seat when they're not expecting it. So that's probably going to be a slight change in format as we move forward. But to get the conversation started, what I want to do is I want to ask everybody in the room a question. And the question is, how many networking events do you attend each week? And the second part of the question is, how do you decide what events you attend? And more importantly, how do you decide what events you don't attend or that you wouldn't revisit? So Meredith, if we can go around again in the same order. Would you like to answer that?
Sure. So I attend one networking event, kind of two. So one consistently every week, one every month. And I also go to sales classes, which is once a week as well. And that often is a networking event as well. What was the second part of the question?
Why would
How
you
do I
attend them?
choose?
Yeah, and why would you not? Like, why would you? What would turn you off?
For me, it is a couple of things. It's about availability and how it fits in with my time frames and my availability. So that influences which ones I go to, and then it's about how I've connected or how the group's sort of driven and the vibe of the group and that kind of willingness to actually learn about each other and in actually consciously build each other's networks, not just sell to each other and not put in any effort. So when I feel that there is a real commitment, and that's often driven by the leader, to be honest, that it's about finding out how you can build each other's networks to increase workflow, then I'm kind of in with that. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, no, 100%. Rebecca.
So I just recently, within the last 4 weeks, started attending network events. I got invited to a BNI and it kind of steamrolled from there. So I'm probably currently attending regularly at the moment about 2, maybe 3 a week, because I've got training for BNI and I've also, which is a bit of a networking because you've got all different people involved in that. And then there's our normal meeting. It's on Zoom at the moment. So that's at least 2 a week. And then I've got another one that I'm starting to attend as well. So 3 at the moment, with looking to maybe do some more, just depending on availability and how it goes with my schedule. So yeah.
And the other 2 questions were like, what makes you decide to stay? And more importantly, what makes you decide to leave?
I haven't decided to leave any yet. What's just made me stay is the learning, the training, and the vibe of the group. So the willingness to just kind of like what Meredith said, the willingness for people to grow each other's networks and referral business, not just go in there and go, oh, I like that person. They're going to be suited to me. I'm just going to deal with them and like develop a relationship offline, so to speak, which is great. You can, obviously we're here to develop our relationships and connections, but working together at the same time. That's probably what makes me want to stay. And if that's not happening, then yeah, I don't think it would be the right fit.
No, great feedback. Jessie.
Hi, I attend 1 or 2, at least 1, different various groups. I have like a health network group that I attend, but now I'm asked to go back to work more days, so I don't have much free time. When I work from home, I could, do little, I can work early and take a break so I can attend network meetings. Now I cannot. So I have to wait for the nighttime ones like this, if possible, to get network. Yeah. Yeah, at least 1 I attend.
And what reason, like what are you looking at of a networking group? And as I said, what would turn you off a networking group? What don't you like about networking groups?
Networking group, I'm trying to understand what other people are selling or what services they offer and how they present. And I'm kind of new to the industry. I'm an engineer and I'm now converted, I'm becoming a health coach. I am a health coach, but so I want to learn how others present and how things work in the networking group. I'm trying to learn mostly than sell or promote anything from me. Of course, if there's an option to ask people, I tell what I do. Yeah. And but I'm more about learning how people network. Yeah, that's my desire to be in the networking group.
Fantastic. Ray.
Yeah, I attend about anywhere between sort of 8 to 10 in there, and I am experimenting still with various groups. So will pick something at random out of the list on HNP, but I go to 2 or 3 others that are not in HNP as well. And then what I look for is really compatibility of personality, and just go on my gut feeling. It's either chemistry or catastrophe with me. You either fit or you don't fit, period. And that's that's my life stories. And I work along those lines. And some groups are got a good vibe about them, and others don't. And that's just the way it is, you know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Paul's on the phone, so we'll skip Paul for now. Peter, would you like to comment?
Okay, Fred, I'm in 3 networking groups that meet weekly, and 2 masterminds that also are semi-networking groups as well. The reason I'm in them is because I truly enjoy meeting new people. The reason I leave them, and I've actually, unlike Rebecca, I've actually left one group. And the reason is because there were too many takers and not enough givers. They were demanding that promote me, rather than trying to work together to build a relationship first. That really peeves me, to be quite frank. And that's the reason I leave any group.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. I'm probably a little bit different at the moment because I'm dropping into as many networking groups as I can at the moment. And the main reason for that is that I want to pick the nuggets. And that was one of the reasons for asking that question, because I want to pick the nuggets out of the other groups and apply them within this group so that people get all the good stuff and none of the bad stuff. So right now, if I get notified of a networking group happening and I've got a spare hour or whatever it might be, although we really don't have spare hours, but if I do, then I'll drop in, and have a listen. But I may well be working on the side as well and just listening in the background. So it's not just that I dedicate the hour to that group. But so, hopefully I'll pick, and that's one of the reasons I come up with the spotlight for the speaker, because I think one of the other groups I'm in, they're actually doing that. And I think that's, a nice little addition to help the conversation flow within each meeting, and also help promote that particular business in a better light, or, to put the spotlight on them effectively. So that's one of the reasons I do it. And it's to help everybody else here so that we can, all learn from other stuff. The other thing, and I haven't arranged it for this week, is that I actually want to put in an educational snippet so that, somebody will talk for maybe, again, 3 to 5 minutes, just giving other business owners some hints and tips on whatever it might be. Like the last meeting, I did something on the Facebook profile, optimizing your Facebook profile. But I was a bit slack this week. I hadn't organized anything for today. But I'll probably have something organized for that for tomorrow. So if people want to come back tomorrow, then there will probably be an educational snippet covering that. But what I'd like to do is open the floor and just see if anybody's got any questions.
Yeah, some of the best times I've had with the different people has been with the one-on-ones, and not talked about business much. We've just shot the breeze and found common interests that we're both sort of interested in, or there was a bit of chemistry there, and we just yabbered on for 45 minutes and hardly touched on business, but it was about building that connection. And that was one of the big things. And I have been in another meeting where all I saw was the person organizing the meeting and the speaker who was given his 60-second or 30-second spiel, and I didn't see the rest of the people. So I think we need to see everybody and interact across there and get familiar with the people, and I think that's good. And then on one other group I'm in is For My Card, which is electronic business card, and they sometimes only have 8 or 9 people in there. So there'd be like this group here. We just sit there and shoot the breeze and talk about what we do, okay, without going into a breakout room, from that aspect. So that it all helps break the ice and the little barriers that we all have down, you know. And it's the people interaction and which makes it at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, no, actually, Peter, you can answer this question from experience, because like I'm in a network group with you, a network masterminding group with you. And when we originally started, you used to do breakout rooms. And now you reverted back to the similar format to this, right? So we go around the room and just having a chat. So what's your experience like? Which has worked for you? And, you know, have you got any feedback on that?
Yeah, because it's based on what Ray just shared. I mean, I am with you 100%, Ray. I think personal relationships are essential before you talk any business, to be quite frank. In terms of your question, Fred, the breakout rooms were good in terms of the information we got, but then it relied on just one person to report back on behalf of that breakout group, and you missed the energy of the people who were participating. And so it's better for me not to use a breakout room, but everyone has a chance to say what they truly feel, and you can hear it from their mouth rather than someone else interpreting their message. Does that make sense?
Yep.
By the way, Ray, I truly support what you said. I coach people to do exactly that, to build a personal relationship with people, because it's the only way to make sure that you are not trying to spam people, you're not trying to chase people, that you're enjoying the business. Okay, you obviously enjoyed the conversation you had with these people. That's what it's all about. You got to have a business that you're enjoying, right? It's not just trying to make money, for God's sake. Anyway, enough of me.
Yep. Yeah, no, it is. It's all about relationship. Mary, did you on Mike? Did you have something to say?
Yeah, look, I just was I actually have really enjoyed breakout rooms, not needed for this sort of size, but when you're in a bigger group, it's just less intimidating when you're sort of first coming in, and someone who can kind of facilitate a bit of an introduction and a conversation. So I've had some good experiences in breakout rooms and some more meaningful connections developed or being able to start from those kind of spaces. So I think they have their merits at times. The other things that are helpful is, you know, is having some trigger questions to get people chatting, which is really often really helpful to, you know, once you've done your spiel and you know, if you've got time for some more get to know your stuff or problem solving stuff, that's been really fun because you learn some stuff as well from other people. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of different ways of doing it and little tools and tricks you can generate conversation, because that's what it's about, isn't it? Breaking the ice, generating some conversation, and giving people confidence to build the relationships. So yeah, play around with it, I guess, can't you?
Good point, Meredith. When I used breakout rooms, I actually did that. I gave people a topic to discuss to make it easy for them. But your point is also well taken. Some people are a little bit hesitant when they're in the full screen to actually share too much. So yeah, good point.
But there's just not enough time anyway. You know, when you're in a bigger, if you've got 30 people, you know, and you know, you're not going to get the depth that you can potentially, like, where, you know, you don't get a nice robust conversation like this with a group of 30, you know.
By the way, Fred, one other thing, and you know this as well, because I've given it to you a lot. I am a big believer in messaging on social media, especially audio messaging. Okay, it's a powerful way to differentiate yourself. It's a powerful way to build a relationship with people, and you can have some fun with it. And I've just come across a bit of software that's free, that you don't even have to go into social media to send messages. It's called YAC.com. Okay, have a look at it. You can actually send a voice message, or you can send a video message, and you get a transcription for it. And at the same time, you can build a team there and send one message to the entire team, and it's free. YAC.com.
What was that, Peter? What was that?
YAC.com. YAC.com.
Can you put that in the chat?
Yeah, yeah, I've just put it in.
Yeah.
The thing about the messenger is that me and Peter have a little bit of a contest going on at the moment. because usually when we get off a meeting, it's who's the first one to send the voicemail. So it's like, you know, we get off the meeting, it's usually gotcha, Peter, or something similar. But so there's
But
a
it's
bit
a
of
bit of
context.
fun, Fred, isn't it?
Yes,
That's the
yeah, no,
point
it's
of it.
great. It's great. It's
And
great.
you're building relationships. That's what it's all about. I mean, as I said before, what's the point of having a business if you can't have any fun? What's the point of it?
So voice messages over an email after an event.
Yeah, well, you
Curious.
can actually send a voice message on email if you want to. There's another free bit of software that you can use for that as well if you use Gmail. But yeah, I mean, to me, voice messaging is much more powerful than email. Email's a bit stale because I mean it's a valuable thing to have, but it's a bit stale. Because with a voice message, they can hear your enthusiasm and your emotions and your tone and everything else. But I'm not clever enough in English to put that into words.
Yeah, well, emails, the tone in emails can always be misinterpreted so much. But yeah, I've never actually received, after connecting with anyone before, a voice message until you, Peter, sent me one last week after having a.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so you were the first one.
So how did it make you feel?
I was just going to ask that. Yep.
Are you having another competition? Who's going to ask?
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, but it's important for me because I do it for the
tag
genuine
team.
reason.
I felt, I don't know if, not so much, well, I don't know if honored is the right word, but just it was different. It was like, oh, this is special. I feel really important to this person that they've taken the time to shoot me a quick voice message. It's like, wow, yeah. Because no, as I said, no one's ever done that before when I've made a connection. It's always been, a phone call, yeah, that's great. Or, you know, an email, a message, whatever. Sign up here.
And you can
kind of
say
thing.
so much in 30 seconds, but people wouldn't read a long text message anyway, right?
No, that's right. It's like, oh yeah, I've got a text. I'll check that out later, kind of thing. But I was just going to say, with building up relationships, I actually was in one of the BNI groups, or in the BNI group that I've just joined, myself and someone else, had realised the other day that we've met up a few times and we've had all these conversations, but we've actually never really talked about our businesses. It's all been about our person, like, you know, what we're into, our interests, etc., etc. So I was like, oh, we should actually probably talk about what we do, kind of thing. I mean, we know what each other does, but it's like the actual in-depth of what we do, we haven't actually touched on. It's quite funny. So yeah, again, building the relationships first before. How are you going to build? How is someone going to trust you with their referral if they don't know you? That's my philosophy.
I think that's pretty important, because it's like what you said, and even doing business with people in the room. Like if I want to do business with anybody here today, I've got to get to know you first. I'm not just going to open the wallet and, spend just because you're in the room. And so how can you expect people you refer, you're not going to refer people just because they're in the room, right? You've got to get to know them. And because if you refer somebody, it's pretty important that they're going to deliver on what you believe they're going to deliver. So, if you send somebody to your friend, whether it's an accountant or somebody else to a friend of yours, and they don't deliver, it's your reputation as well. So it's not just that person that hasn't delivered, but it's impacted your relationship with whoever you referred it to as well. So, it's, and the only way of doing that is, in my impression, is to get on one-on-ones, have chats with people on the phone or Zoom or whatever it is, get to know the people. And then what the other aspect of that is that it then keeps that person top of mind in your mind anyway, right? So when, an inquiry comes up, somebody says, oh, I'm looking at buying a new house. Have you got a mortgage broker? No, I know somebody for you. Right? Yeah. I've just bought an investment property. What are you going to do with it when you're not using it? Well, no idea. I've got somebody I can put you in touch with. They'll give you some clues, right? So, but if I didn't know Meredith, I wouldn't be doing that. So it's important to make contact with people. Just on something that, like, Peter gave us a good tip there about yak.com. So one of the things I want to like to do is see if you have got any other resource that you could recommend to somebody, particularly online. So there's something that you use that is available to somebody that's helping your business grow or whatever it might be. Like, one of the things I'm no good at is content, right? Or graphics. Like, I play around with graphics and I come up with something that, really weird, but usually it's boxy, not a lot of flair to it. And content, I'm hopeless, but I'm good at speaking, right? So I was born in Ireland, you know, so it's a gift of the gab. So I'm good at speaking. So I use a product called Otter. And so it's otter.io. And that's a subscription. So if I want to do something, I'll talk into Otter and then I go in and clean it up, like and edit it and get rid of the ums and the ahs and whatever it might be. But otter.io is a great tool that I'd recommend. Peter has got a list of stuff on his site that, you know, he keeps adding to and I keep pinching. So because, you know, he's been around a bit longer than me, not much longer, but a little bit longer than me. But, you know, so if you've got something that you'd like to share, you can mention it, but also drop it, like you to go to the website and grab the right URL and drop it into the chat, if that'll help other people in the room.
Canva is a tool that, oh, sorry, Peter.
No, my apologies.
Canva is a tool that has a lot of pre-built templates. You can just drag and drop your photo or image or your logo to it and you can use it.
Can you put those links in the chat? That'd be great.
It's actually otter.ai, not io. Sorry, I was wrong, but I'm just grabbing it now.
The rapid reply I put in there, .io, is actually a free Chrome extension that allows you to leave a voice message in a Gmail. And it actually, you can reply, and I always say, see the attached file, because it personalizes it a bit more. That's what it's all about the same thing, okay? Personalizing the relationship development opportunity.
I use Loom a bit for a 5-minute video to put into my Facebook group, or because you can share your screen and video, you record yourself sharing your screen, doing something and demonstrating something, or I find it handy. It's free for 5 minutes.
I've got software obviously on my Mac to do screen shares, and I'm now using OBS, which you'll see if I want to, you know, share a screen or do stuff. It gives me the ability to swap out stuff. I'll just go to the website and grab that link. It's you know, it's a little bit technical to set up, but once it's set up, it gives you lots of opportunities to share your screen, split screen, do transitions, so you can drop stuff in. Like that's the website, for example. I've just gone that and I've just shared my screen straight away. If I want to bring back my other screen, I could just bring it back straight away. Right? So makes it nice and simple. I'll just drop that in here. It's very intuitive to set up. So it's, you know, it's a little bit technical. If anybody wants to try that and set it up and they got an issue, just let's do a 30-minute call and I can talk you through that. Happy to do that. But it gives you some nice transitions. Like I've shared my desktop here, so, and then I can go and, you know, go back to my, actually that's my wife's website. That's the wrong one. That's our website. So, so there's, you know, lots of stuff in there. And what I will be doing, I'll be grabbing all of these links and dropping them into the resource area within the website itself. And this gives me a good opportunity to talk about what's inside the paid area, the website. So obviously when people go to the front page, first thing I do is I invite them to join the Facebook group. Then we get down to the subscription levels. This subscription option here are what will kick in May. They're not active at the moment, but these weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly subscriptions will kick in May. But right now we're in the middle of a soft launch, what I call a soft launch. And every month this changes. Like you're in month 3 now. If you had to come in January, you would have got a real special deal. But if you want to join now, now's the opportunity, because it's $20.22 per month grandfathered in. So it will never change as long as you remain a member. And there's 3 weekly meetings. You can send somebody to the website and offer them a guest pass. They can come twice. So that's enough of the promotion side of it. What's the benefits? Well, inside we've got the vault. which have got the Zoom recordings. So this meeting is being recorded, as you'll notice. So the Zoom recordings are there for anybody to refer back to. We've also got, and I'm actually getting rid of that affiliate. I'm not going down the affiliate path. I was going to invite people in, but I'm not going down that path. So I'll take that menu item out. If we go in and look at the Zoom recordings for a second. If the internet kicked in, so you can see we've got Zoom recordings in here. Now, originally this was locked away, but what I decided to do is take these Zoom recordings and publish them up on YouTube. So, and there's a hidden agenda in that. If let me just bring up YouTube and I'll explain what I'm doing here. So this is what's up on YouTube on our channel. And you can't hear that. So this is what's up on the channel at the moment. So we've got recordings. I still have a few of the other recordings to put up. But why am I doing this? Well, there's two reasons. One is obviously to get more promotions for the group itself. But in each of these recordings, we've got members speaking. And what I want to do and what I plan to do is actually put up the contact details for each of that speaker. So within this group, in the description, there will be the contact details so people can get direct contact with that person that was speaking, or, you know, like now. So whoever's in this group, I'll get your contact details and I'll publish them when I publish the description within that group. What's the benefit of that? It's SEO benefit. You get another backlink to your website and to you, and it gets you another tick in Google's mind. So that's the benefit. So the more meetings you have and the more links you have in here and with your details in it, the more Google juice you're going to get. So that's why I decided to release these publicly to benefit everyone, because, and I've got to go through and, you know, populate these with members' details. If I go back to the membership site again, so that's the videos and the recordings. The other big thing we've done is we've set up a members directory. Okay. Now, in the members directory, it's subtly different because we've got a couple of things happening. So here you can see we've got the members directory. It's got general details about somebody. It's got a picture, general details, brief description. And for mine, for example, I've got to book me. So if you go and look at the directory, you can get in touch with me and book a, you know, a virtual coffee with me at any time. But what I think is the big thing in here is that what I'm offering members is the opportunity to put up a 3 to 5 minute video about themselves. So you talk about your business, you talk about what you do, similar to what you did as an intro, but a bit longer, like, you know, an elevator pitch, who you serve and why other members should refer you or do business with you. So so even if you are in a meeting and, like, for example, Rebecca, if somebody else was in a meeting and you weren't in that meeting, but they were looking for a mortgage broker. Well, if they go through here, they'll find a mortgage broker, but then you sell yourself in that video. Right? So it's not just reading a bit of text about a mortgage broker. It's actually seeing a face, getting your personality, seeing your tonality, all the rest of it. And you're selling your own business and selling your own services. So that's what's inside the members area. Right? Now that is not public. That's only available to members and it's locked away. So you have to log into the website to get access to that. So we've also got the event links, which we look at that. That just gives you, if ever you lose your way and you can't find the links, you don't have to log in to get these details. If you go to the website at any time, this page is public view. So you can get the links. You can enter the group of meetings for up until July to your calendar by clicking the add to calendar link. So that's all set up and available. And as I said, this is an evolving situation with this. I was on a meeting earlier today and I saw something that I really liked, and Meredith was in that meeting as well, where they were talking about virtual networking. And one of the things I liked about it was they actually had hot buttons on pages. Now, I would see our members directory turning into something a little bit more visual in that vein, so that it would come up and it would have hot buttons instead of just having those 3 columns at the moment. You know, would look a little bit more flash, and I'm going to be looking at that over the next couple of weeks So it's like I said, I go into other meetings and I pinch the good stuff, right? To benefit everybody. But and I will be sharing with other people about, once I get the details, they were talking about launching a virtual networking summit over 3 days, and it looks great. Now, once I get full details about that, I will be sharing it with everybody. So, there's an intro video, but it's too long to show here or display here. But I will put a link to that up after this and share it with everybody in an email to encourage you to have a look at that. And if you're into going to live events to display, like booking a table at a live event to display your wares and, you know, get more leads and get more clients, then this is using new technology to help you do that. So, so watch this space for more information on that. So really what I want to do is show you where we're heading, what we're doing, and how this is growing. And bear in mind, this started on the first week in January, right? We're now the second week in second week in March. So it's really still effectively day one, right? So this is only going to get bigger and better. And you're right here at the beginning, and the opportunity is there now. And it's up to you if you want to take it or not. So it's, if anybody's got any questions, the floor is open. You're muted, Ray. You're still muted, Ray.
Just a senior moment, girls and boys, no problem. Yeah, that was good, Fred. Yeah, what you outlined.
Hey, Paul, welcome back.
Thanks, Fred. Sorry I went missing.
That's okay. That's okay. So I'll come back on screen. So if nobody's got any questions or want more information, has anybody got anything else they'd like to share with the group, I suppose? Just open the floor.
Fred, yeah, in the group you had people have put their YouTube channel in there, okay? And I think I subscribed to everyone. I hope I did. But you made a comment the other day that YouTube started unsubscribing people. Is that right?
Yeah, I had, and I can't find out who they were, but I misread the message. But I've had 5 people unsubscribe, and actually I was in another meeting and somebody else said the same thing when they had a feeling that it might be something that YouTube is doing because they see so many people subscribing in one hit. Because like when I posted in our Facebook group, I listed everybody's YouTube channel and encouraged everybody to subscribe to help spread the word about them. And so all of those channels got hit probably pretty quickly with 17 or 18 people subscribing at one time, which would be unusual for that particular channel. So that's the only thing we can put it down to, that it's a YouTube glitch and they decide to unsubscribe people. Like I got a message that you unsubscribed, but when you went in and checked, you hadn't unsubscribed. Right? So
it's a bit of a shock to me.
Yeah. So I had no idea what was happening. Yep.
By the way, I was in Facebook jail this week, or last week, should I say? I didn't even know. They put me in jail for 6 hours, and I didn't know because I wasn't on Facebook for 6 hours anyway, so it didn't really matter to me. But you know why they put me in jail? Because in a post which they banned, I used the word splendiferous. My mother used to use that word to explain things that she couldn't put a handle around, something really special, right? It was splendiferous, Peter. And I just used that in a post, and Facebook put me in jail because I used that word.
But what did they think the word meant?
I have no idea. You know how good it is trying to communicate.
Yeah, hopeless. Yeah, you waste
I
time.
got this email. I mean, the only reason I knew I'd been put in jail is because I got this email saying you've now been released, or whatever the words they use, right? And please be careful in the future. And I replied to that email saying, what happened and what was the cause of it? And they sent me back a screenshot of the post, which no one saw because they took it down. And all it said was, my mother used to tell me this is splendiferous. And I agree, when you look at what these people are trying to do to help people in Ukraine. Okay, that's all I said.
I reckon it would have been Ukraine. That they would have been flagging stuff, you know, the way they jumped on this fake
No, I never
news
thought
stuff
about
and
that,
everything
'cause I
else.
wasn't trying to be political anyway.
No, but I'm saying probably the two words, and the Ukraine would have flagged it for something. But yeah, it's like over policing stuff at the moment. Terrible.
Anyway, I didn't even know I was in jail anyway.
Just grabbing the URL for the website so that I can push that into the chat, and if anybody wants to go and have a look at the website. There she goes. So we can have a look at the website and join. Paul, we've still got a few minutes, and you weren't here when I asked the questions, but what the question was how many networking meetings do you attend a week? Why do you stay in particular groups, and why would you leave?
Okay, well, I do business at breakfast, so that's one a week. This year, that's all I've been doing is one a week. I also go to Missy sales training, so I might go to 1 or 2 of those a week as well. Why do I go? Return on investment. No, two reasons. Another reason is the people in that group are great as well. Would I leave? No, I've got no intentions of leaving, so no, I wouldn't leave. I think Missy's doing a great job. Of course, I come to this group as well on Wednesdays, but I won't be here next Wednesday.
Mate, I'm going to miss you.
I know, everyone will.
Did you ask for a leave pass?
I can have a leave pass.
No.
Okay.
Oh dear. All right, guys. I think we're getting close to the hour, and it's really, as always, I really appreciate everybody's time and value it, because time is valuable. I'll just open the floor if anybody wants to share anything or ask any questions before we close it down.
Fred, thanks for being you, mate. I really appreciate, I'm sure we all do, we appreciate the time you put in to enable us to get to know each other and meet each other. It's priceless, so thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Fred. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Peter.
Okay, Fred, thanks very much.
Thanks, Ryan.
See you guys and gals. Take care.
Thanks, everyone, for coming. Thanks, Meriden.
Thanks.
Okay, bye. Thanks again.